storm brewing out there. Storm Amy, it's called, apparently. That's battering the British Isles at the minute. Or the north east Scotland area, or wherever it's at. I don't really know. I don't really pay much attention, but it's very blowy out at the minute. And it was absolutely tanking it down earlier, the rain, really, really heavy. So yeah, had a pretty decent day, to be fair. A couple of lovely returning clients this afternoon for some nice Reiki. And this morning, what did I do this morning? I didn't do a lot this morning. I just kind of just potted about. Chris, hi Chris, welcome. Just potted about a little bit this morning, and yeah. I've been decorating the bathroom as well, so I managed to finally have a bath. I was getting a bit whiffy, so finally managed to have a bath, so that was nice. And then I trimmed my beard, but the trimmer that we've got, it's like one of them cordless ones, so you have to charge it up, and I went to use it, and it got about so far through my beard, and it was going, and it just wasn't working properly. And I thought, oh shit, I'm going to be walking around with like half a beard here. So I had to use the dog clippers on my beard in the end. So yeah, so it looks like we might need some new clippers for my beard and for my hair. That's why my hair's getting a bit long, believe it or not. It's normally clipped short by now. Chris, how are you? How are you doing? With your laughy faces, laughing at my misfortune. How dare you, sir? How are you? How are you doing? What's it like up your way with this wind, with Storm Amy? It's a bit blowy, isn't it? It's a bit blowy out there. It was absolutely tanking it down earlier today when I was out driving around in the car. Really, really heavy. Donc viens tout corrobora. Is that French, I'm guessing? D'où viens-tu? I don't know. Bonjour. That's about as much as I can go with French, I'm afraid. I did do a bit of French at school, but I eventually chose German as my choice language to learn. And I can't remember much of that either, to be fair. I wasn't very good at languages. It's crazy, just back from Costa, and there's trees on the roads. Wow, yeah. I've just been out and I've just taken the dogs out into the park, which is in the next street, and there's loads of trees in that park, and there's half a tree just over. I'm like, oh my god, it's a good job. Yeah, I'm just stopping the way out of it, but I had to take them out just to get the wheeze and poos out. Rather out there than in the house and me having to clean it up in the morning. So yeah, but yeah, it is a bit crazy. I don't know really. It's just it's a full moon soon though, isn't it, as well? It's a full moon is it on Sunday, Chris? Full moon? Harvest moon. Woher kommst du? Woher kommst du? Is that where do you come from? Where do you come from? Woher kommst du? Is that where do you come from? I don't know. I'm just guessing. See if I'm still remember a little bit fragment. Yeah, is it Harvest Moon on Saturday? Sunday? Where do you live? Where do you live? Yeah, not where do you come from. It was similar sort of thing. Where do you come from? Where do you live? Yeah. Wo wohnen Sie? England? Is that about right? Right? I don't know. Wo wohnen Sie? England? Is it Nordest England? Wo wohnen Sie? Nordest England, I think. Monday is a harvest moon. So have you noticed, Chris? I don't know if you've noticed this, but whenever there's a full moon or a big lunar event about to happen, Shiv, hi, it gets really blustery and really stormy and really windy. Have you ever noticed that? What's your zodiac sign? I am Gemini. What's yours? There's something there written in, I don't know what that language is. It looks maybe Russian or something like that. I'm not sure, but they said hi anyway. Hi. But yeah, I am Gemini. I'm just here, just hanging out. So if anyone wants to just chat, just ask anything, or just wants to talk about whatever. Your husband's Gemini. Oh, you're Scorpio. My mum's Scorpio. Quite fiery Scorpios. You'd be quite a good balance then, are you? Because Geminis are fairly chilled and laid back usually. You're Aquarius. Also, Aquarians and Geminis get on really well. So, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like your stream. Thank you very much. Never noticed the wind before the full moon before. Gemini, laid back, aye, very good. No, I've noticed that, like when there's a full moon coming up or when it's going to be quite a big lunar event, it seems to get very, very windy. And I'm just wondering if there's a connection between the full moon, because obviously the full moon's to do with getting rid of all letting go and releasing. So, and the wind being quite elemental is all about releasing and letting go and purging your stuff. So I just wonder if there's a connection. Joseph Maggie, hi, I'm new. What is your YouTube channel about? So welcome to the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This channel is all about Reiki, spirituality, meditation, mindfulness, stress relief, mental health, a little bit of music, a little bit of art. Usually when I'm on a live, I'm painting and I'm doing art and what have you, because that's a good mindful activity. But that tends to be pretty much what it's about on here. I do talk about crystals as well. I do tarot readings occasionally, not as much these days. And yeah, so it's a bit of a mixed bag of all sorts, but it's all within that kind of like niche of spirituality, spiritual awakening, healing, self-discovery, self-development, self-awareness, all that sort of stuff. So if you like the sound of that, give me a subscribe and keep following the channel. Hit the little bell as well so you get notified of any new content that comes out, any new videos. And yeah, it all helps for the channel to get seen as the audience grows. I've come on a little bit later than normal today. So normally I'm on around about 7 p.m. UK time, but I'm on a little bit later because I've been doing a little bit of work. You are very welcome. I hope that sounds of interest for you. You've subscribed. Excellent. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go on live a little bit later. My other half's away, so it's just me and the dogs tonight. So they'll be sleeping with me probably later in the room, because they don't get to sleep in the bedroom with us. But yeah, but it's nice to have them with me when I'm on my own. It's nice to have the pups with me. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to come on. Yeah, I'm usually away in bed by now. Oh, he takes the piss. Well, I'm normally in bed fairly early. I'm normally in bed by about 9, but then I'll maybe read or I'll watch something in bed till about maybe 9:30, 10:15, because I'm usually up by 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish. I'm usually up by. So I like to get me 8 hours. Good 8 hours sleep, and then I'm ready and raring for the day ahead. Tomorrow is quite a busy day for me, so I'm doing some gym instruction in the morning, 8:15, and then at 12 I've got a returning client, and at 1 I've got a new client, and then the rest of the day is free. I'm off the rest of the day after that. So I might do a live in the evening, tomorrow evening. I might not, I'll see. Weekends tend to be quite good for lives because obviously everybody's not working. So I might do a live, but I might do it on the Sunday instead. I don't know. I might leave it Saturday night and do Sunday instead. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. I really don't know. Oh no, I can't do Sunday. So Sunday, I'm holding a Reiki share there's myself, there's two other Reiki master teachers that are sharing this and holding the space with me, facilitating it. But there's also other Reiki master teachers that are going to be there. And then there's other Reiki people from around the area that are going to be there to do some Reiki healing and share the healing as well. And at the very end, we're hoping to do a shared healing event for the planet, for Earth, for the collective, for humanity, just to help to raise the vibration of the planet and raise the consciousness a little bit more, to support people with all these different things that are going on around the world. That's kind of either triggering people or making people become more aware, and helping with the awakening. So yeah, so that's what's happening Sunday. So I don't know if I'll get on over the weekend. So it's a good job I'm on now. And I thought, because vidIQ, who I use for my video thumbnails and my titles, I use them like to try and research titles and what have you. And they say that the best time for me to upload videos and the best time to reach my viewers and subscribers is between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. in the evening, UK time. So I thought if I go on a little bit later, maybe I'll connect with some of you guys that view the channel and view my videos, but I don't get to speak to that much. So, and that's why I want to do more lives. I want to do more lives to be able to connect to my regular subscribers and viewers, but also to bring more new blood into the channel as well, to build the community, to build it all up. Where's my other half away to? So he's in Newcastle on a night out with some of his mates up there. So going on him. Yours is away in Bologna. Bologna? I don't know how it's pronounced. In Italy. Anyway, in Italy. Yeah, so that's I can't even remember what I was talking about now. It's gone. So yeah, so that's why I thought I'd come a little bit later. But I'm not really into the going out, getting drunk thing anymore. I'm really not interested in that. I did that years ago, and the thing is as well with drinking and alcohol and things like that, they don't really sort of blend well with your vibration. That they just lower your vibration, and it's not very good. It's not very good. So I tend to be drinking tea these days, tea or water. That's you distracted. No. You weren't distracting me. I just I kind of like every now and again. I just lose track every now and again. So yeah, so I'm hoping my clippers work, because I need to get this hair cut. It's just too long. I'm not used to it being this long. I normally have it a lot shaved and clippered, so it's just weird. And obviously when you're receding and you're getting older, yeah. Used to have these issues back in the day when I was young with my long hair. back in the day, well, I'll say back in the day, probably 2016, 2015, 2016 to around about 2017, I was in a band. I was in a blues rock band. And and I had very long hair down to here. So yeah, go and check out. There's a YouTube channel called Two Blue Band. That's where I'm at, singing and playing guitar. So you can go and check it out. Haha, do you draw the line? Do you draw the line at using the dog clippers on your hair? Yeah, that's where I draw the line. I don't really have anything else I could use. Because I mean, them other clippers that I was on about earlier, we've only had them about a year. We got them like last Christmas with from Boots, with some Boots vouchers. It was like these Babyliss ones, and they were like an adjustable head, so you can change the length if you want to do all that sort of fancy stuff. Not that I ever do. Yeah, like I say, I started to do half my beard today, and it just sort of like started packing in. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So in the end I had to go and get the dog clippers out to finish my beard off. How old are you? I'm 45. How old are you? Dale Carlson. Elemental, I was at the hairdresser today. Oh, very good. What was it? Blue rinse? Perm? What did you get, pet? Eh? What did you get? You're 40 and half white. Is that way? Like that way? Or that way? Which half's white? Top half, bottom half, left or right? I'm only joking. I know what you mean. Skin fade. Oh, you trendy bitch, eh? Skin fade. And a short cut at the top. Yeah, Dan got a skin fade. They do look good, mind. They do look good. But because when you start to cut my hair short, because it's like fair, it doesn't really sort of work that much. I was only joking. Bloody hell, we're having a joke. Second corner of brain is half white, rest is neutral. Oh, natural. Why not just have a beer and tell more jokes? I don't drink. Do not drink anymore. My drinking days are over. From all the crap that I used to do back in the day, my drinking days are over, and it was very detrimental to my health, and I will not be going back there. I used to smoke. I used to smoke quite heavily as well back in the day. Jesus! Are you British? Yes, I am. Sorry, I was scrolling the shorts and your live stream popped up. Hello, welcome, Jesus. The Messiah is among us. Where are you from, Jesus? What's your religion? I don't have one. I don't have a religion. I don't follow a religion. I have a collection of beliefs that span many religions and belief systems, but I don't follow one religion. California, wow. You've turned out well, haven't you, Jesus? Like, you've gone from the Middle East to California. Well done. You think a nice Asian woman would do me wonders? Nah, I don't think so. You believe in Jesus's? Well, there was only one. Yeshua. But it's no, Jesus, not Jesus's. Yeah, I got you. I know. Jesus. Jesus. He was cocking it up. Jesus Christ. No, he. Yeah. So when a lot of people talk about this kind of like this awakening, this raising in consciousness, that's your Christ consciousness. So that's your Jesus energy, if you want to call it that, because a lot of the messages that Jesus used to give in the Bible, which were quite cryptic and not many people understand them, but yeah, a lot of them were actually showing that God is within us, and so we are the kingdom of heaven is within you, as he used to say. It's already there. Polyphemus, I can't even say it. Worshipping more than one God. I don't think there's more than one, just in my belief. I think there is only one. But it's like most religions and belief structures, what tends to happen is they get marketed. They get marketed very well. And then they get sort of pushed out to different regions of the world of where things will follow, and follow this, follow that, follow Krishna, follow that, follow that. But at the end of the day, they're all teaching us the same thing, basically, to love and care for one another and share peace and love thy neighbour and all that sort of stuff. And the reason why they keep talking about love and peace is because when you find love and peace, you actually connect deeper to your true self, your spiritual self, your soul, your consciousness. And then you realize that actually when you start to connect to that everything else around you is a part of that, and you are a part of it. So that's why, if somebody hurts someone or something, they're hurting an aspect of themselves. And why would you want to do that? Why would you want to cause pain and suffering on somebody else that is an aspect of you? And that's why I don't believe in hurting anyone or causing any pain. So forces of nature, absolutely. That's a great point. Is the elemental forces of nature that we have around us. So if we look at the belief system of shamanism, which believes that God resides within nature, within the trees, within the plants, which it does, that this consciousness does, and you can feel it. You can feel it in life. You can feel it in nature. So yeah, but the elemental forces, they cross over from shamanism into Wicca, into paganism, into Druidism, and they all merge. All the belief systems and all the structures, they all merge, and they all similar meanings. A bit like all the religious texts and what have you. They all merge, and they all have similar people, similar deities, similar messages. They're all just the same thing. My question is, why did we God a male man dominate? That's our ego. Yeah, well, the ego is all about the ego is always about a level of domination on some level. It's always about usually kind of like negativity, not being good enough, wanting this, wanting more of that, consumerism, wealth, all that sort of stuff, all the 3D stuff, which is where we are. When you start evolving beyond that vibrationally, then you want purer means. You want things that actually bring you joy, that bring you love. And when you start to bring joy and love into your life, then you start following a passion. You start following a purpose. You're connecting to that on that level. And when you start following that passion and that purpose, you're working in the energy of you're working in your God energy, because you're connecting to your soul. It's like when I'm doing art, if I'm channeling art, I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. It's just flowing through me, and I'm just producing the art because it's where I feel I need to go to and what I need to do. And I don't think we can ever kind of like point a finger and say this is it and this is it. But there's so many different ideas and philosophies around it. And I mean, I like I say, I don't follow a religion, but I do believe that there is a divine force behind everything. It's like when it's like the like little synchronistic events that happen. What like you randomly think of somebody that you've not seen for ages, years, and then that day or the next day or very soon after, they'll ring you or you'll see them. It's them little things where you're just connecting and you're just clicking in. I'll give you my opinion. Okay, Jesus. I want to hear Jesus' opinion. To find your true self, you have to have your needs met, to be content with wants and be of service or useful. Yeah, interesting. God can be billions of ideas. It all comes down to singularity and energy. My question was, why did we make a man? Well, why didn't we? Why do we make a woman? It's yin and yang. We have to have one and the other. We have to have both. It's all about balance at the end of the day. We're all energy. We're all masculine and feminine energy within. You can't have one without the other. And if you don't have them polarities of energy internally, if you don't have them in balance, then that's when you start seeing things going wrong within the physical body and little imbalances in everyday life. So if you don't focus on your flow energy and your feminine energy, your intuition, your meditation and things like that, and you're more focused on the doing, then you get the pressures of life, you get the stresses because you're not doing enough of the finding the stillness. So it's about that balance, and that's what the masculine and feminine is always telling us. So we're all masculine and feminine energy within. Hi, Megan. Hello from Mongolia. Chinggis, I'm guessing that's Genghis Khan's ancestor, came passing the sea. I believe it is the Bering Sea. We can now see how Mongolians and Native Americans share similar cultures. Yeah. Well, if you think all that part of the world, China, India, it was all kind of like connected, and it was a huge kind of like section, and that's where a lot of the shamanism, things like that, came from, all of that area, and then it kind of like diluted and drifted and moved and evolved and spread around the world. One of my spirit guides is a Mongolian shaman, actually. We use first and second dimensions to exchange ideas. If this is true, us using third dimension to exchange ideas, we're affecting fourth, fifth, etc. Well, yeah, it evolves, doesn't it? It just moves through. So whatever you think now, whatever your thought belief is, it's going to eventually evolve and it'll move into those other dimensions. But as you physically and consciously evolve into a different frequency, that thought that you originally had won't be the same as what it was, because you're vibrationally changing, you're evolving into a different consciousness. I think, have you been on one of my lives before, listener? I'm sure you have. Your name rings a bell. Sounds very familiar. So where's everybody from? Where's everybody from? What you been doing today? What you're up to? What have you got planned for the weekend? Do let me know, because I'm nosy. And it's just good to know. It's just good to know. If that's your way to bliss, then you keep doing it. If that's the only way you can find it, then bless you. US, you've been spending time with your son. Lovely. Very nice. What have you been up to? What have you been doing? If you're too happy, you'll look crazy to those of society. Well, that's only perception though, isn't it? So you can never be too happy. You can never have too much love. It's only from the angle of perception from those that think that. Some say it is time. Some say it is time is fourth. Some say geometric dimension, like the Terrasact. Who knows? But choosing not to be an NPC quite takes a mental toll. Absolutely, there's lots of them about. So I'm a slave to the opinions because of my ego. Well, at least you're aware of it. That's the difference. There's lots of people that aren't, and that's the trouble. Fancy running into you during a real scroll frenzy. I know. Fancy seeing this mush on your camera, eh? Poor bugger. Whose is that fathead in the screen, eh? Well, it's lovely to have you here anyway. I'd love to know where your ego woke up, or did it? It did. It's still there. We all have an ego. We're never going to get rid of an ego because that's part of being human. It's about understanding the ego and how it works. And sometimes we haven't got a fucking clue how it works. It just does what every now and again it just pops in just to say, haha, still here. It's been doing that with me for the last 2 weeks. I've been getting very challenged this last couple of weeks, but I'm feeling much better now. Yeah, up till about Wednesday, I was feeling really anxious, and there was loads of energy shifts that were going on globally, and like me and a lot of other people, we were kind of like feeling it, and it was just like, wow, this is powerful. Yeah, then a part of my ego was saying, haha, well, you thought you dealt with all this, but it's all coming back again. So then you're having to kind of like balance it back out. My ego is sometimes world peace and sometimes a good KFC. Or as I call it, Kentucky Fried Cat. Fuck knows what that shit is. Jesus. Jeez Louise, like McDonald's and Burger King, Jesus. Whoever wants to eat that shit, fucking hell. Sometimes they cook KFC. I like that. You met a shaman a few days ago. I managed to record it. Excellent. I know a few I know a few shamanic practitioners they're not actually shamans, they're shamanic practitioners, but I do also know an actual shaman as well. Pop will eat itself 75. Hey everyone. Hey Pop. I met God on DMT. I recommend you try. I don't need to meet him because he's already with me. Jelly Mercs, Soylent Green. Soylent Green? That's an interesting comment. What's that for? What's that about? What Reiki level are you, if you don't mind me asking? I am a Reiki teacher, so you may call it Shodan or Shimpiden or Shihan, sorry. But to see God, DMT is the way. God made natural medicines to see it. No, God's already there. He's already within you. You don't need to use anything to see God or connect to God. He's already there. If it makes it easier for you to connect to it, then by all means. But natural medicines are there as remedies to help us. We asked his ancestors to communicate with the mountain lord to ask for permission to use the resources. Yeah, you know, like with shamanism, you have to ask permission, or you have to give a gift to nature or to the ancestors as well. If you want to do any kind of like work or ask for something or communicate, or if you want to go between the different levels as well, if you want to go into the lower levels, in the mid realm or the higher realm, wherever you want to go, you have to give a gift to be able to get there. But you go into all those levels anyway when you go into meditation. So Native Americans offer tobacco. They do indeed. Creating a level of shaman is egotistical. I don't think it is. Where do I teach? You're in Manchester. So I'm in County Durham in northeast England. That's where I teach. I teach in Darlington. There were a dozen people around, and he scanned all our thoughts. Did you give him permission? That's an interesting one, though. Did they have your permission to be able to do that, or was he accessing your thoughts without consent? Because it's a little bit of a grey area. Compared to Native Americans and creator beliefs to Christians. Whose best beliefs make the best religion? Well, a belief isn't a religion. Beliefs can create a religion, but a belief is different to a religion. A religion can kind of be a set of beliefs in a way, but Buddhism is not a religion. A lot of people think Buddhism is a religion, but it's not. It's a belief system. So, yeah, that's where there's differences. Yeah, that's what I just said. Beliefs can make a religion, but a lot of the time, with some of them, like Buddhism, it's a system of beliefs rather than a religion. So there is a difference. And that's why I'm not religious, because it tends to be kind of like, these are your beliefs. in this box, patented, packaged, ready to just ship out and give to somebody to follow. Whereas my beliefs are not in a box. My beliefs expand across many belief systems and not just into one. And that's what spirituality is. It's being outside of the box and not being constrained by the box of a religion or of a sect or of a cult of some sort. Science and religion. See, I would have put science and spirituality because they're very, very closely connected. But obviously within religion, there is elements of spirituality. But the thing is, within religion, you're kind of limited as to how much connection you can get, because there's only supposed to be the Pope or a priest or somebody within that hierarchical system that can have a connection to God. But we're all a direct connection to God anyway. Chakra is a concentration of nervous system in the body. Yeah, well, your chakras are a connection to your nervous system, yeah, because they run down your spine. So every major junction where all your major organs are is where your chakra system is. So when people say you've got a blocked chakra, you've got a missing chakra, that's BS. You can't have a blocked chakra, you can't have a missing chakra because you'd be dead, because you've got something missing that you need your body to function with. But yeah, that is where your chakra system is, and it's a concentration of energy that flows through the body. It also connects, because there's meridians that flow around and out of those as well, and they connect to your endocrine system, your peripheral nervous system. So yeah, there's over 100 chakras in the body, but it's mainly the main 7 within the physical body that we talk about. But there's also the astral bodies as well, which not a lot of people cover, because it tends to be a little bit kind of like new agey, and people like don't give it much credence. Consciousness and AI taking over. The devil is coming through AI. No, like you say, it'll harmonize eventually. It just depends on how focused you want to be. If you want to be so heavily focused on one side, then you'll just get slipped into that, But I think if you have a healthy level of balance, it's like anything in life. If you have a balance, I use ChatGPT quite a bit because it gives me some really good information. It gives me some really good answers that I need. But I don't rely on it. So yeah, it's like anything. It's about balance at the end of the day. So chakra blocks are mostly in and from the brain. Yeah, well, it's your chakra blocks. It's to do with your mind. It's like where you are mentally, not the physical brain, but how you are functioning mentally. Your thoughts, your thought patterns, your processes, your negative beliefs, how you think, how you talk to yourself. It all creates imbalances within the body and within the mind. So that's where all of those blocks do come from. Good morning. Good morning. Balance. If it's too tight, it will break. If it's too loose, it won't play. I'm just wondering about something. So, and a message. Can I ask a question? You can ask a question if you wish. So what's everybody else been up to today? What you been doing? Where you're all from? Have you had a good day? Have you had a productive day? Has anything stopped you? Has anything blocked you? You would like to learn English, so what's the easiest way, in my opinion? Find someone that teaches English, I think, I don't mean to sound funny by saying that, but that's the only way I would think of looking. Yeah. For example, AI is just part of the information technology. Making it evil is a bit biased. Gun doesn't kill, the user kills. Exactly. So the thing is that if we think of everything in life as an energy form, the more focus we give something, the more we demonize something, the more we create an energy around something, then you're going to create more of that up here. If you have something with a means of balance as using it as a tool for your own maybe development, your own awareness, to develop your own skills, to learn things, then you can use it for that. So we've got to get out of this kind of like mindset of thinking that everything's out to get us, because if you keep thinking that everything's out to get us, then everything's going to be out to get you. It's the same as like when you wake up in the morning. If you think, oh, today's going to be a shitty day, or oh God, here we go again, then you're going to create a shitty day. It's like that mindset. As soon as you start thinking that, if you don't think of like, okay, so what are the positives we can get out of this? What can we use this? How am I going to find balance? How am I going to integrate that into my life into a nice, balanced, harmonious way? Rather than just labeling something as something that's negative and we should just sort of push it away. I was very much like this. I was very much guilty of this. And when I start seeing a lot of AI stuff coming in, I thought, oh shit, we've got to keep away from this. But actually now I've started, sort of kind of like just surrendering to it and accepting it in a way that is balanced within me and within my belief systems. I've actually found it very, very handy and very, very useful to have, because it's given me things, it's given me knowledge and ways of working that I didn't know before and I didn't have before. So on one level, it's been very beneficial, but also I'm only using it with integrity. I'm not using it for everything. I'm not using it to give me the answer to everything, because then I forget how to use my brain, and I become so reliant on something artificial that you've given yourself away to an artificial intelligence. If you give that away, then you lose it. And then that's when more control kind of takes over us as a sentient being. With the likes of, Elon Musk and all his chips and implants and this and that and what have you. There's that much out there that we kind of like have to be aware of, but also we just have to be trying to have some level of acceptance with it, and just have a level of harmonization with ourselves, and not think that everything out there is out to get us. It's just balance. Just a balance. Ella Powery, hello. AAA rule: accept your shitty situation, appreciate your life to balance the positive, allow better things to come, and repeat when necessary. Excellent advice. Yes, I love that. Really, really good. And that's the thing, like, so many people are kind of like still so blinkered and conditioned and brainwashed to follow the next arsehole in front of them, rather than think for themselves and be slightly different and start to change their outlook and maybe change their way of being, change their habitual state, change their habits, change their addictions, which will then help the mindset, will then help what's going on up here. And what's going on up here will then change what's going on out there. So you are the very creator of your own reality. Until you take that first step and make that change and stop thinking that everything's so negative and everything's out to get you, until you change that concept, nothing's going to change. It's like anything. It's like if you want to learn to play an instrument, or you want to learn to paint or draw, or you want to learn how to drive, or you want to build muscle in the gym, you want to get fitter, you want to run or whatever. Until you actually start doing it, you're never going to get any better. And that is a philosophy for life. Until you start just accepting and putting the little steps in place, the little one step at a time, little changes, then everything's just going to remain exactly the same. So you are the creator of your own reality. And until you start putting those steps in place and creating that reality that you want and seeing it and creating the vision and following your passion, following your heart, following your soul, then you're going to be exactly where you are and have been for however long, until you change that up there. And it all comes down to surrender. You just got to let go of the ego. You got to let go of everything that you thought, everything that you've been conditioned to believe. And we put so much emphasis now, especially on things like manifestation and law of attraction and all this sort of stuff. We put so much emphasis on that, but we forget one of the vital parts of it is just about letting it go, surrendering, and just being accepting to what the universe is going to provide and what the universe will bring. Until we do that, until we let go and surrender, then what happens, because we're not letting go, we're holding on, we're creating tension. The more tension we create, it just your energy is kind of like stuck in this sort of like almost not fight or flight, but it's stuck in this I don't even know what the word to use, this stasis. It's stuck in this stasis, and until you start sort of letting go and surrendering, and you feel a lightness, you feel a release, and then something shifts in your perception and your awareness, and you're like, and then certain little pathways start to open up. The neuroplasticity in your brain starts to change, and then little different pathways in your life start to open up. And it's all because you've just let go, just one little bit. And then you find out over time, things build up and tension is created again, this tightness. Well, why isn't this happening? Why isn't this happening? I should be here by now. I should have achieved this much by now. And you're creating stress, you're creating tension again. And then you have to just let it go. Let it go and just accept that everything is going in the way it's meant to. As long as you've got the intention, as long as you've got the right mindset, the right focus, the right emotional connection, and you're not doing out of a level of kind of like ego and things like that, then it will go in the right direction that it needs to. Great chat tonight, guys. I really enjoyed it. We had some really interesting messages, some really interesting opinions, some really interesting egos as well, because we've all got an ego. Don't just because I use the word ego, don't get offended by it. We've all got an ego. We're all finding balance. We're all finding that harmony within, and it's a journey. We're all on the same journey. I read somewhere one of the Native American ancient tribe used to say who, to say wolf. The Who is an awesome band. Yeah. Chinggis Genghis is wrong though. Khan's ancestor Bertu Chono is told to be a descendant of a wolf. I work with a few wolves. I have a wolf as a spirit animal, and quite a while back, I was given a Native American blessing in a dream, in dream state. I was on a shamanic journey. A couple of years ago, I went on a shamanic journey, and it was a drum circle. And the vision that I was shown was I was kind of like running down a river, and I was skipping across these rocks, and I had this pack of wolves that were running down the river with me. And it was a really, really beautiful shamanic journey that I was on. And I've had a few past lives in that as well when I've done regressions and things. And then probably about maybe 6 months to a year after that, I had another dream. And the dream was again extremely vivid, and it was a ceremonial dream where I was with my ancestors, Native American ancestors, and they gave me the name and the blessing of Running River, because then I was sort of stepping in that energetic life. I was becoming an elder in that tribe, and obviously in that drum circle, when I was in that, obviously I was running down a river, which I thought was quite poignant when I kind of like recalled back, and I thought, oh well, I was running down a river, so I got that was the vision that I got, so they gave me that name, Running River. Really interesting. Chono is wolf in Mongolian. Cool. Well, it's been lovely chatting. So I hope you've all enjoyed being here. I've been on for about an hour now. I'm probably going to head off shortly. I know we've still got a few people in, but I hope you're all doing well. It's been a really, really lovely live. It's been a really interesting live. We've had some really, really wonderful conversation back and forth. Jelly Mugs, thank you. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, do please feel free to do that. I also have a membership on the channel, so if you want to join that for a small cost, then feel free, and you get early access to new content. But if not, I will see you in another live very soon. It's been wonderful to connect. Alro, have a great day. You too. I'm going to have a great evening. I'll be going to bed soon. And yeah, much love to each and every one of you, and I'll see you all again soon. But have a wonderful day, evening, night, sleep, whatever time of day it is for you, and I'll see you in another video very, very soon. So much love, do take care, and namaste. Bye for now. 4 a.m. there, thank you. You get yourself to sleep, thank you. Take care, bye-bye.